Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, we're jumping straight into today's daily picks from Puddin's POP, the go-to spot for sports betting insights.
That's right. And our mission really is just to unpack their baseball recommendations for today, May 13th, 2025. Figure out the why behind the picks.
Yeah, understand that data. So we're looking at this summary on the website, puddinspop.com, picks.html.
Exactly. And before we dig into the specific games, just a quick look at their season so far. Pretty solid. Strong plays are 12-4.
Okay.
Good plays, 9-6. So overall, what's that? 21-10. And the bankroll is up 4.1%. Not bad at all.
Definitely not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into that strong play then. Mets versus Pirates. They like the Mets money line at negative 240. That's pretty steep. Suggests real confidence.
It does. And the numbers, they sort of point to a big mismatch here. Start with the pitching, maybe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Mets have the best team ERA in the league, 2.85. That's, earned runs allowed per 9 innings. Super low.
Wow, number one. And the Pirates?
Way down at 19th. Their ERA is 4.12. So quite a gap in run prevention right there.
Big gap. And I assume the offense tells a similar story.
You assume correctly. Mets rank 7th, scoring almost 5 runs a game. 4.83 technically. Pirates, dead last, 30th, barely scraping together 3 runs.
Oof. Okay, what about the guys on the mound today?
Kodai Senga for the Mets. His underlying numbers look good. Expected ERA, the xERA, is 3.33. That tries to predict future performance, factoring out some luck and defense. And his WAR, wins above replacement, is 0.9. Pretty valuable.
Okay, solid. And for Pittsburgh?
Mitch Keller. His xERA is quite a bit higher, 5.18. And WAR is similar at 0.8. So yeah, the metrics favor Senga.
Right. The underlying performance indicators lean towards the Mets starter. What about when the starters come out? Bullpens.
Another edge for the Mets. Their bullpen. Best BP ERA in the league. That's bullpen performance ERA. Plus, they strike out a lot of guys. High K per 9.
And the Pirates hitters don't exactly punish mistakes.
Right. Yeah. Not really. They have a low home run to fly ball rate, meaning they don't convert those fly balls into homers very often. Bad news against a great bullpen.
And the Mets bets.
They do hit for power, high HRFB rate. And Keller, the Pirate starter, he gives up his share of home runs. So the power dynamic favors the Mets too.
Any other factors? I saw something about weather.
Yeah, potential rain at Citi Field, but the analysis suggests Senga should handle it fine. Maintain control.
Okay. So putting it all together.
Yeah.
The pitching edge, the offense, the bullpen, the power numbers. Guess you can see why they justify those negative 240 odds, even if they are high.
That seems to be the thinking, yeah. A lot of statistical weight behind the Mets.
All right, let's shift to the good play. Cubs versus Marlins. Cubs money line here, also pretty high at negative 245. Another heavy favorite. What's the breakdown?
This one feels driven heavily by the bats. The Cubs offense is just humming.
Second in the league in scoring, right?
Exactly. Over 5.5 runs per game, 5.67. And they're not just getting lucky hits. Their barrel percentage is really high, 11.3%.
And a barrel, remind us.
Oh, right. It's basically the ideal combination of how hard you hit the ball, the exit velocity, and the launch angle. Leads to a really high chance of a hit, often extra bases or a homer.
Got it. So, quality contact from the Cubs. Marlins offense.
Below average, around 4.15 runs per game. Respectable, maybe, but not near the Cubs level.
And pitching, how does that stack up?
Well, the Marlins team ERA isn't great. 5.70, that's 29th in the league. Pretty rough. The Cubs are more middle of the pack, around 17th with a 4.05 ERA. Should be good enough against Miami.
Makes sense. Who's starting for the Cubs?
Ben Brown. His regular ERA isn't amazing, but his xERA is better at 4.28, and his xFIP, which is like xERA but focuses only on strikeouts, walks, and home runs.
Things the pitcher controls directly.
Exactly. That's even better at 3.54. Suggests he might be pitching better than his ERA shows. He's got a decent .7 WAR, too.
Okay. And the Marlins starter?
Valente Belozo. And honestly, there's just not much data there. Kind of untested at this level.
Which adds a layer of uncertainty, I suppose. Does the power hitting angle play in here too?
It does. Cubs have that high home run to fly ball rate, 14.3%. And the Marlins pitching staff, they allow a lot of homers per 9 innings, 1.39.
Ouch. And the park, Wrigley Field.
Pretty neutral conditions expected, so it doesn't seem like the park is artificially inflating the Cubs' numbers. It looks like genuine offensive strength.
So even with those negative 245 odds, the huge offensive gap, the pitching edge, especially with the starter comparison, Puddin's POP sees it as a good play. Makes sense based on the stats.
Yeah, that seems to be the rationale. Significant advantages for the Cubs on paper.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. Putin's POP's key recommendations today are the Mets money line at negative 240, that's the strong play, and the Cubs money line at negative 245, the good play, both backed by some pretty clear statistical advantages.
Right. And our goal here was just to lay out that data-driven thinking for you, to help understand what the numbers are suggesting about these matchups.
Definitely. So, as you maybe follow these games later, keep these mismatches in mind. Think about how these stats play out on the field. But also, what other factors, maybe things we didn't cover, could swing the game. Baseball's always got surprises, right?